Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel again. Okay, today's video will be a little bit different. So the video I've been recording so far has been topical. So we talk about what is logarithm, what is trigonometry and so on. But in today's video, we're going to have a look at examinations. And this video will be very timely because right now, I think we are in the process of preparing for examination. Probably in school, you are just rushing through the content with the teachers and trying to finish up whatever needs to be taught before the examination. And at this point, if you were a math student, you probably will start to feel the intense stress. Whether you are Sec 3 or Sec 4, Sec 4, you are already in the midst of the examination. Sec 3, you are preparing for your examination and you are really feeling the heat, because one of the things that you might realize is I think I have not had a long form examination. So coming to examination, right, you have two. One is actually what we call the continuous assessment. So in the past we call it CA. Right now we call it weighted assessment. Then the final exam, which is the end of year exam, is what you're going to go through in less than a month. Okay, so these are the things that will be happening to you, and you are really feeling stressed. I do get it, I understand. But of course the question is, how do we deal with it? Okay, the main thing to remember, just take note, when talking about math especially, it's always a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not a 100-meter sprint. It's not a 400-meter relay or something like that. It's a very long form marathon. Easily it's about 20K, 40K, 42.195 kind of thing. So remember, it's a marathon. So make sure you spread out your revision. Do not just cram everything together. And of course, you will start to realize that there's a lot of things to remember, right? There's a lot of things to remember. There's so much that I don't know because I have been just studying for my WA. Then whatever that was before that, I just keep it aside first. Understandable, because you don't have time to go back to them. But right now, which is about 1 month away, what you do now will definitely change your grade. So listen to me for the next 10 plus minutes or 20 minutes, right? So towards the end, okay? Towards the end, I will be going through some questions on examination with you, but the first part is really important. Please try to stay tuned and listen through the tips I'm going to share with you, because I myself, of course, I'm a teacher now, but I also went through the process of being a student, and these are the things that I learned myself throughout the years. Okay, listen. So tips number one will be, if you're talking about mathematics, I think you should grasp the fundamental topic first. So to you, maybe every topic is a topic on its own. But in actual fact, if you soon realize, especially for the secondary 4, you will notice that a lot of things that you learn in the past, your past could be the past 1 year or the past 2 years and so on. The past, basically anything that you've learned. I could even say that maybe in secondary school, Sec 1, Sec 2, as well as primary 5, primary 6, some of the concepts you learn, I would think that is still relevant, which is the reason why you have learned them. Because progressively, the content will just continue to build up, and it's like stacking Lego like that. Okay, so grab the fundamental topic first, I would say. And for A math, what are the fundamental topic? Your languages. What are the languages of A math then? Indices, surds, logarithm. So these are the foundation topics that I went through in the previous video. If you need help, I would say that go back to those videos, look at the different parts, different aspects, and then you see for yourself which part that you are lacking, and then you try to overcome that. Alright, so back to basic, I would say. Another topic called quadratic function. This especially is a topic that you have learned since secondary 2. And a lot of things related to this involving factorization, simple algebra, expansion. If let's say you are still weak in them, don't be shy. Go back to the Sec 2 topic. Alright, go back to the textbook again. Look at it again, try again. And if let's say you don't get it, maybe it's time to consult our teachers or your tutors. Of course, last but not least, coordinate geometry. Coordinate geometry in A math is a big part. I would say that in the exam, easily, I can tell you now, there will be at least 10 marks worth. Your paper might be only about over 80 marks or so. But if let's say you look at 10 marks, it's about 1/8 of the mark. So I would say that 10 marks, or if let's say you are unlucky, you could have even 2 questions that can worth up to close to 20 marks or anything between 50 and 20. So depending on the weightage of the question. So coordinate geometry, if you are still unfamiliar, go back to your Sec 3 E-Math, or even you will need to go back to your Sec 1, Sec 2 content. What is a linear graph? What is y equals mx plus c? How do we, I will say, solve? How do we use a graph to help you to solve for intersection? So this intersection could be intersection between two graphs, can even be the x and y intercept. So it depends on what you are looking at. But at the end of the day, these are very basic fundamental that you need to be good in before you can even move to more complex coordinate geometry. Your teacher might not have time to go through every step again, like especially if you're an A-Math student, you did well in your Sec 2, am I right to say that? So you are expected to know how to do them. So this is the expectation, but in reality, we understand that you might not have time to go back to them and you have forgotten, so on and so forth. But you as an A-Math student, definitely be assured that you have the capability to go back to them again. So just need to take some time to plan for it. Okay, so graph your fundamental. Okay, next, frequent but not more practice. This is one thing that a lot of students did wrongly. Meaning to say that when they are doing their revision, somehow or rather they just focus on doing a lot of papers, a lot of practice, because a lot of people will be telling you that whether it's teachers or their parents, they say that last time when I learned math, I do a lot of past year paper, I do a lot of practice. But of course, the one thing they did not tell you is that the teacher back then might have paced them in such a way that the practice is progressive and gradual. So the thing is that, right, I would think you might want to come up with a plan like this. So like maybe you can do the fundamental topic first, like indices, surds, and logarithm, then progressively go to coordinate geometry. So this is when I say doing this, right, I'm not telling you, okay, please spend the entire day doing indices. That's not what I'm saying. Please spend the entire night when you go home to do your indices. That's also not what I'm saying. I'm asking you to take at least a 15-minute on a daily basis to just attempt a question. One of the common things that people misunderstood is because math is a practice-based subject. So a lot of times you went into the maniac mode where you just keep doing papers, questions after questions, thinking that it will work. But you cannot cram everything together. Learning needs to be taking place progressively over the weeks, or even over the months and years. You cannot expect yourself to understand and learn them in a short duration of time. So please don't try to do that. And then over here, I also included on Friday, right? Maybe you can do a 30 minutes time trial, because your exam could be 1 hour, 2 hours, or even more. So in this case, I would say that at least do a truncated 30-minute trial. Then after that, you see how you fare. Because when you are doing individual topic versus when you have to deal with many different topics together in the exam, it's not the same. So you might find that, hey, normally daily practice, I can do okay. I can do very well. But when it comes to examination, when everything is merged together, you start to find that you cannot cope, and then you fail your prelims and so on, or your examinations. Then your parent come and question you. You went for a lot of tuition. How come? What happened? I thought your normal daily practice are okay. Then the tutor will also feedback that, yeah, normally these kids is okay. So this is one of the problems that you might not have realized, because a long form examination is more challenging. 2 hours. Okay, 2 hours, and it need you to be very concentrated for the 2 hours. Maybe for you at this point, you are only a 30-minute person. After 30 minutes, you cannot focus, you cannot do the question. So main thing is to remember to give yourself time practices as you go along, and must be combined different topic. After which, maybe you want to take a Saturday off. In fact, when I say all these plans, right, I'm just asking you to take about 15 minutes on a daily basis. I'm not advocating that you need to spend 2 hours every day to do math only, because then you will ask me, what about the rest of the subject? Yeah, so it's not the point. It's really a progressive practice. Then after which, right, maybe Sunday you want to do an time practice to sum up the entire week, then before you go again in the next round. So in the next round, right, when you do another week, maybe you can sieve out the particular part of the topic that you are weak in, so you can go back to them, right, in the next week. Then I try another question of that style. Then after that, you go again. Then finally, when you look at the last week, this week is very close to the exam already, so you might want to do progressive time trial throughout the week. So maybe 30 minutes, then the next week, next day you go to a 45 minutes, and so on and so forth. One of the things that recently my student was telling me is that, sure, I can finish my paper in 60 minutes. Then he was saying that, because over here at the tuition center, I've been doing 60-minute time trial, so I got used to it already. But I forgot that examination was actually a 2-hour examination. Yeah, so if you train yourself, it's possible to go faster, in fact. But the remaining time when you have is actually for you to run through the question again. Make sure you read the question correctly. You did not misinterpret. Make sure you did not actually miss out any question that is supposed to be done. Very often, if let's say the question is sharp at the bottom, a part B or part C, very small, only 1 mark or 2 mark, then you forgot, you flip over to the next page. That is how you lose mark, right? That is how you lose mark. Okay, so frequent but not more practice. Make sure you go to it progressively. Tips number 3. Okay, tips number 3. This one is something that, once again, people used to do wrongly. They don't leave buffer. Okay, now it's exam period. Every day need to study. I don't need to have buffer. I just keep going on and on and on and on, and then every day, right? No break one, just continue to do. So that is also wrong. Which is the reason why, if you look at my tip number 2, right? Part of my plan is that I would suggest you take a break at the end of the week, because you will have something to work towards to. In fact, if you want to, right, you can also take a break in the middle of the week, maybe Wednesday or Thursday, but a short one, so that you keep a momentum going. I don't suggest you take too many breaks, because that will actually break your momentum. Yeah, so remember to continuously do it. Okay, but I would say at the end of the day, right, let's face it, let's put it this way. I think 99% of human beings cannot follow a plan 100%. So what you should be doing is that probably leave some buffer. So if let's say you want to achieve that many topics in the week, you cannot do it, then I would say maybe don't be too harsh on yourself, or rather, whatever you pack, you maybe just target to finish about 70% of it. Then that's very realistic. And you won't feel that, because I did not finish it, I think I'm going to be done for my exam already. Not really. Like I said, life is a marathon, and math is also a marathon. You do it progressively, not suddenly. Right? So the old saying of O-level last 3 months can already, you can get your A1. No, don't follow that. Right? So this is not something that you should be looking at. Okay? Remember, leave a buffer in your plan. Be realistic. Okay? Take a day off or maybe time off. If you find yourself that you're going to burn out already, I would say, step aside, reevaluate your plan. Is this too harsh? Is this suitable for me? Maybe instead of what Mr. Leon suggested just now, every day must do something, right? Maybe I will start out with maybe I do 3 days first. Then progressively, if you are better, I do 4 days, 5 days, and then the full plan. Yeah. But of course, you don't have that many weeks. But however, this is the same for your exam. The exam is very long. If you really think that you're not the kind that can finish 12 questions or 10 questions, then go ahead and do just 8 questions. If you can finish 8 questions and all full mark, think about it, you should not be doing very badly already. Yeah. So realistically, it is still okay. But of course, you need to make sure that you really do them well and not just scribble through, then some part blank and all these things. Okay, so these are some of the, I would say, examination revision tips. You can try it out. Maybe you are not sure whether whatever I say is correct, but I can tell you very frankly that tested and proven, I have been a student before, and now I'm a teacher, and I've seen many students struggling, and I tell them what to do, but just that a lot of times they are inertia and resistance, they don't want to change. But if you just try it, okay, if it works, then good for you. If it doesn't work, then you see how you can tweak your plan again to make sure that moving forward, you can actually make it work. Okay, for the next part, we're going to look at some problem in examination. So this is in hope to also help you to recap as you are doing your revision. So you can see that there will be a variety of questions, and today's question is on logarithm. Then the next question we're going to look into is binomial, and last but not least, partial fraction. So progressively, I'll move on to the various topics as well. So every week, I will go through some topic. And in today's question, you can see that this question is a bit unique because instead of a logarithm question they ask you to solve, they provide the solution first. And then after that, second part, they say that, explain why there's actually no solution or show that there's no solution. Okay, so let's take a look at A first. So in A, right, I would say that do not be fixated on the on the part of the solution first. So since this question is talking about solution, right, maybe what you need to do first is that don't fix it on the form. Maybe just try to find the solution yourself first. And looking at this equation in the logarithm, what you need to do is that you need to simplify it by combining or reducing a term as far as possible. So this will be my first step. I will in fact change my log 7 to 49 first. Into log 7 squared, right? Because we understand and remember that log AA is 1. So which means to say this will simplify the right side to become a 2 when you bring down the power. So 2 log 7, right? Then the left side at the same time, what we can do is that we need to do a change of base because the bases are different, no way to simplify, right? And the base I will choose, since I look at the solution, they need a 2, right? So I will change everything to base 2. So log base 2 will keep, and my base 8 will change to log base 2x over log base 2 8. Okay, something like that. Then now we are able to further simplify that. On the right side, because log 7 is 1, that will be a 2. And log 2 8 is actually 2 to the power of 3 for the 8. And then we do something similar to the right side. It looks something like that. Okay, then your bottom will become a 3. Bring down the power will become 3 times 1. So this will become log 2x over 3. Log 2x, this is equals to 2. Okay, then the next thing I'm going to do is that in all fraction related equation, I will try to remove the fraction almost immediately. How do we do that? We multiply by the denominator of 3. So let's do it to both sides. Remember, wherever you do to the left side in the equation, you must do to the right side as well. Then we will get 3 log 2x plus log 2x equals to 6. Simplifying it further, then we will get 4 log 2x equals to 6. Then we bring the 4 over, I will get 6 over 4 log 2x. And to solve for x, we have to change the logarithm term to the exponential form. So I will bring the 2 to the other side. X will be equals to 2 to the power of 3 out of 2. So from here, when we compare it, we can see that A is just 3 out of 2. Okay, this will be the final answer. And in this case, I have actually proven not only that the solution is 2 to the power of something, and also same time, I already found my A, which is 3 out of 2. Okay, so this is part A. Part B is a bit unique. They ask you to show the equation has no solution. So I will guess what we need to do first is that let's try to solve part B. Okay, let me see. Okay, I think I need to erase to clean the board a bit first. Give me 1 second. Okay, so if you need this answer, you can actually look back at the previous slide. Okay, let me erase it first. Okay, next, part B. So if I'm supposed to show, maybe we try to find it first, then we see what happens. So I will say that first thing we combine the log 3 into log 3 4x minus 11 over x minus 3, and this is equal to 1. Okay, then after which, let's once again change the logarithm to the exponential form. Bring the 3 to the other side, we will get 3 4x minus 11 over x minus 3. And last but not least, let's do a bit of a cross multiply. So 4x minus 11 will be equals to 3 bracket x minus 3. Expand this will be, it will be 3x minus 9, 4x minus 11. And then something funny start to happen. Because if I continue to solve, I will get x to be equals to 11 minus 9 equals to 2. Okay, what's so funny about this is that the question has clearly asked me to show that there's no solution, but I've clearly found a solution as well. Okay, and take note that in logarithm, after you have find the answer, that is in fact not the last step. The last step is to verify your solution is possible. So one of the rules in logarithm is that when we talk about log x, okay, x must be a number that is more than 0. So this is the first thing we can actually write that down first. And we just need to point out the inconsistency in one of the logarithm term, then we will have shown it already. So in this case, I will say that if I put log 3 as 4 times 2 minus 11, then we will get log 3, which is 8 minus 11, and log 3 will be equals to minus 3, which is undefined. Then I will say that, therefore, no solution. Right? So I've proven that because I have caused a problem in the original equation. When the equation take x as 2, in fact, you will cause an undefined scenario. Basically, you just need to prove any part of it that is not possible. I think that is considered done already. So there's no solution. Meaning you say that since x equals to 2 is the only answer, putting back in and it cause one of the answer, cause it to be undefined, right? One of the terms to be undefined, then that is problem solved already. No solution, because I cannot allow the x to be 2, although it's a solution. Okay, so remember that this is the condition that you want to state down. Alright, moving on to problem number 2 now. Okay, so problem 2 is a very standard, I would say, binomial question, but yet it's a hard question because it can be very tedious. And one of the things that you need to do for this question is because they ask for a specific coefficient of a specific power of x, so you need to use the specific term formula, the TR plus 1 formula, to help me to do that. So what is A and B, right? A is basically your first term, B is the second term, and N is the power. Okay, so in doing this question, right, what we need to do is that let's start by listing down the things that we already have in the formula. So we know that A is identified to be 1 over 2x squared. B, on the other hand, okay, B, right? B is identified to be equals to minus x. Okay, and of course, next we're able to see that N is equals to 13. So what we don't know is my R. And what we can do, okay, now let's put it in the formula. So TR plus 1, we will get 1 over 2x squared. That's my A, right? Then this is 13 minus R. And then B will be negative x to the power of R. Okay, this is our first step. In all the questions involving the specific form one, you need to find your R. So this is the part where we need to take note how to find our R. Okay, what we're going to do next is that we have to separate the number from the x term. So this is the next step. Okay, once you do this, then we have successfully separated the half or the minus 1 away from the x term. And later on, you will see why I need to do that. So the next part will be TR plus 1 is equals to half 13 minus R minus 1 to the power of R. And then we will get x to the power of negative 2 to the power of 13 minus R, and then multiplied by x to the power of R. Because in this question, we are asked to find a specific x power. So which also means to say, right, the key in finding the R is dependent on what is my expression of x to the power of in terms of R, right? So over here, which is over here. I'm trying to create that. So then from here, the next step will be half 13 minus R minus 1 to the power of R. And then from here, this will be x to the power of negative 26 plus 2R. Then multiply, we'll get another R. So we will get minus 26 plus 3R. And this is the power of x, right? Take note. And that should be equals to our power of x to the power of minus 8. 1 over x8 is x to the power of minus 8. So 3r will just be equal to, bring the 26 to the other side, we will get 18. So r will be equal to 6. Right? R is equal to 6. So once you find that r is equal to 6, right, the remaining part to do is to put your power back into the formula. Okay, so this part here, in case you didn't know, this is the coefficient. So next part we will be doing will be, the coefficient will then be half 13 minus 6 minus 1, then to the power of 6. Press your calculator and then you will arrive at the answer. Okay, so this is not exactly a difficult problem, but the key point is to remember that in order to find the term that you want, especially for a specific x power, you actually need to use the TR plus 1 formula to get the expression for the x term first. Right? So in the question of the case where you have both the a and b term having x, right, it is very important for you to separate the number from the x term first before combining the x term in order to make comparison to find your r. Okay, so remember that. Okay, last but not least, we have another question here, partial fraction. If we recall, partial fraction, there's a total of 3 forms. So for the linear factor form, linear factor form will be a over x plus a. Okay, if it's a repeated factor, then it will be a over x plus b over x plus c bracket square. Sorry, x plus b bracket square. Okay, also x plus b. So in this question, this is exactly the 2 factor that we need to use. And we're going to split it up back into this fraction. So the first thing we will write will be 8x plus 13 over 1 plus 2x, 2 plus x bracket square will be equals to a over 1 plus 2x plus b over 2 plus x plus c over 2 plus x bracket square. So this will be the first step. Second step will be, remember, you need to multiply by the same denominator throughout to get rid of the denominator. Then you will get the next step to be 8x plus 13 because this denominator has been multiplied already. Then the right side will be a bracket 2 plus x bracket square plus b bracket 1 plus 2x, 2 plus x, and last but not least, plus c bracket 2 plus x. Okay, sorry, it's 1 plus 2x. Okay, let me erase it. Okay, something like that. So whatever that the denominator of that fraction don't contain, okay, once you multiply, it will appear together with the alphabet. Okay, so that's the point. And then from here, what we need to do is that, right, we need to substitute suitable value to eliminate the a, b term first or the c term, whichever the case. But you have 3 unknown, you need to find them. So you need to eliminate at least 2 of them to find the remaining one. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is that looking across, I will have to sub in x equals to minus 2 first. How do I know that, right? Because if I take 2 plus x, I equate it to 0, x will be equal to negative 2, and that will cause my a term as well as my b term to be gone because they contain 2 plus x multiplied to them. So with that, I will then get minus 16 plus 13, which is equals to, now I don't write the a term already because it's gone, the b term as well. So I'm left with c. So this is c 1 plus, okay, 1 minus 4. Okay, so this minus 3 equals to minus 3c. So c will just be equals to 1. Okay, so we got our c already. Okay, next we're going to try to find our b or a term now. The next thing we can do is that, right, we can try to let 1 plus 2x to be equals to 0 now. So x will be equals to negative half. So next number is a fraction. But I would say that actually subbing in fraction might not be necessarily good because it can be very confusing. But if you want to remove the bracket faster, right, then I think this is one of the way. So for this one, right, we sub in minus half. I will get minus 4 plus 13. Okay, that is equals to, okay, my a term will remain, so I will get a 2 minus half. okay, bracket square. And then I will not write my b and c because they will be gone already. They contain 1 plus 2x as one of the factor. So moving forward, I will get 9 to be equals to a times 9 over 4. Okay, for those who did not understand this, it's 2 minus half, which gives you 3 over 2. Then you bracket square, it will become 9 over 4. Then you bring over to the other side, it will become a equals to 4 over 9 times 9, which will be equal to 4. Okay, then you get an a already. Okay, last but not least, to find our b, okay, we got 4 and 1. So what is the last number to sub? No more bracket already. So the last number to sub, let's try to simplify this as far as possible. So I'm going to let x be 0. And you might be thinking, why I use x equal to 0? Can I use any other number? Of course, but just that x equal to 0 will help me to remove more term to simplify my calculation. So last but not least, I will let x be 0. Then straight away my left side will be left with 13 only. Then my right side, okay, I already know a is 4, right? I will get 4. Then this will be 2 square. Then plus, do I know b? No, I don't know b. b, then this will be 1 times 2. Okay, I'm going to write at the bottom. So c will just be 1, right? Okay, so let's say we write 1, and then we multiply by 1. Simplifying it, I get 13 to be equal to 16 plus 2b plus 1. Okay, then I move everything to the other side. 13 minus 16 will be minus 3. Minus 3 minus 1 will be minus 4. So 2b is equal to minus 4, and b will be equal to minus 2. And last but not least, once you find your a, b, and c, you put it back, then you have separated the fraction. Okay, so that will be the last question for this video. I hope that while you are doing your revision, there will be some question or some concept that you are not sure. You can always look at my video to see whether the question is similar. So all these questions are in fact extracted from past year paper, and as you are working through them, you will then soon find that actually there might be similarity. These are the common questions that will be asked. And at the same time, when I'm going through, I'll also tell you certain things that you should be doing or not doing. So this will help you to better help you to prepare all the questions that you want to do on yourself. Okay, if you like the video, please help me to subscribe and like and share around with your friends. Okay, thank you very much. I will see you again in our next video.